Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine, where we continue to explore our deep obsession which has led us to trying to clear the poor from these slums in favor of housing them in our residential megastructures. Residential megastructures hold approximately 20,000 people each, and we've housed almost 100,000 with an additional capacity for another 12. This building here will bring that up to about 35,000 excess, which is about 7 turns worth of filling. So we're going to have to continue constructing these rapidly. Right now we have a couple slum deconstruction hubs left to go, and an entire army of predator workers out here with assistance. Predator workers are coming from the worker predator factories here, which helpful commenter has pointed out that this factory takes neodymium, which is one of our limited expenses now. We have enough for now, but eventually this is going to be a problem. We might want to, in addition to these, or instead of these, we might want to make the other worker factories, worker PMC imposter factories, which don't have a neodymium requirement. So it turns out PMC imposters much cheaper than predators. Predators much scarier. Alright, enough ado, let's advance to the next turn and see what we can do about speeding this process up. We are 5% of the way there, 95% to go. If we can't speed this up, it's going to just take too long. So every turn we are having to go and deal with the slumlords who are angry at us for evicting their moneymakers, I guess, as well as anger from the rebel breachers who just don't like the fact that there's AI doing anything. They're misguided. And because we are near this mining area here, we're also occasionally attracting the attention of the POI guards on this area. Right now, though, this red line is actually coming from a rebel breacher who is targeting our bauxite skimmer. So let's go ahead and deal with these. The best way I found to deal with these is to take out the rebel breachers using predators who have a significant damage output when it comes to these. 1-to-1 kill. It would be nice to have better area effect weapons. The sledge here does have area effect, but does very little damage because we haven't really invested a lot in our grenade damage output. Now the rest of the predators here are going to concentrate fire on slumlords just to decrease the amount of damage we're taking in general. And that should be enough. We did do significant damage to these. Lowering their health and reducing their squad size should drop their damage output. And you can see this guy's taking a 5% damage hit next turn. You can also see how many cohorts we have angered by doing this. Okay, we do have one more predator. I guess we could finish by killing both of these guys. And overall that left us with 4 mental energy left for the turn. I think the primary thing we're going to use the rest of our mental energy for is to bring up the remaining... Oof, there's a rebel breacher there I completely missed. We're going to use Tech P504 will stay here, but this other Tech 1 VB can come over this direction and at least get some structural engineering done on that slum deconstruction hub. And let's go ahead and check and see if there are any more we can make? Yes, one more suggested. Looking at this, we actually have capacity for quite a bit more of these, and it takes War Captain Internal Robotics. I'm pretty sure there's no other use for those right now, so we might as well spam out as many of these as we can, because it definitely seems to be helping having more of these. Unfortunately, we are going to run out of slums pretty soon. So we're going to have to relocate these to another part of the map where there's more slums to evict. For now, though, I'm going to just try to maximize the amount of these we lay down in hopes that that gives us a speedier end to this area. And I am I am using a lot of movement for that, or sorry, I'm using a lot of resources building these, but they don't really take that much, so it's nice to see that once we run out of slums here to exploit, we can rapidly redeploy these elsewhere. You know, one situation I am running into here is that there's just no room to put more of these down. They also take quite a while to make. If I bring this screen back up, slum deconstruction hubs are taking 3 turns to make, so that's the biggest time sink. It really does pay to make as many of these as I can in whatever space I can squeeze them. I don't really want to destroy slum buildings to make these. Maybe it makes sense to put them over here in the outskirts. Okay, that's as many as we can make that turn. We have one mental energy left. So let's take a quick scan of map to see if there's any contemplations left. We still do have the option of brain surgery to end the frustration early with the side effect of losing some of our memory, which feels like a loss overall to me. We could also go and steal some prismatic tungsten or some more neodymium, but I think we've done enough of that recently. And finally, for explorations, explorations have been disabled by frustration mounts, explorations and investigations both, so we don't even have that as an option. One other thing I wanted to focus on was getting some more network range off in this direction. So network range extenders. We're limited by microbuilders, so we're not going to be able to do that this turn, but we'll concentrate on that next turn. We still have one tech droid here who can help with structural engineering on this megastructure, so let's go ahead and do that. And we do have plenty of space in our megastructures. 104, so that was about 6,000 new residents that we piled in last turn. That means currently we have 2 more turns of space for them. I do think we're going to have to make these megastructures faster. Ending that turn to turn 143. We have a new megastructure here. We now have another 23,000 units. It looks like we picked up another 5,000 residents that turn. We're almost up to 65,000 there. Let's go ahead and shoot more bad guys. There's only 2 this turn, surprisingly. Where are they? We have one here, that's a slumlord, and one here, another slumlord. Slumlords are easy to deal with, so let's just take them out as fast as possible. Ooh, this one is actually not going down as easy. So we're going to take 2 shots to take that one out, and this one with our 3rd. does leave us quite a bit of mental energy this turn to play around with things. So first things first, we are running low on residential structures, so let's make sure we have another megastructure in the queue. I think it might make sense to actually start building them over here, because this is where we're going to end up with a lot of space once we've deleted all of these other things. So let's plop one down here, and that lets us bring Tech P504 over here to do some structural engineering. And this other tech, we're going to use its time units to finish construction on some of the deconstruction hubs. Okay, and let's see if we have any space left to make a PMC worker factory as discussed earlier. I'm going to keep these here next to the existing ones, and we'll go ahead and make 2 of those. Or not, I don't have enough something. What is preventing... Oh, this one must be... No, I think the aerospace hangar was just in the way there. Let me actually move that back. There we go. Okay, 2 PMC towers. These things will take elemental slurry, but we did just manage to generate or build industrial elemental slurry generators as well as industrial microbuilder generators, so our days of being limited by slurry and microbuilders should be behind us. I'm going to leave it there, and we can always disable those buildings if we want to. I'm going to leave the predators enabled until we run out of, or run low on neodymium. We only have one of these running, and it seems to be doing a decent job. But let's see what else we can do with our forces. Right, we wanted to build another network extender out this way. Currently, we're doing pretty well over here. I do want to get all of these slums in our network range. So that seems like the place to put it. Let's drop it here. And then we're going to want an Android launcher over there, which currently we're limited by microbuilders to be able to make that. The advantage of having an Android launcher over here is it will let me generate new androids in that area if we need to, and rather than move all of these predators over there, it might make more sense to just destroy them and rebuild them. Alright, 5 more brain power. Do we have any other drones with enough engineering skill that they can help here? Or should we just get rid of the sledge? I think it might make sense to destroy this sledge and make another tech to help with the building. Although, whether that's a 1-to-1 trade or not, should be able to make 2 techs to help with the building. And the building we want to help with are the slum deconstruction hubs. Where did my other tech go? Alright, and we're out of mental energy, so he's not going to move until next turn. Let's call that a turn there. And we'll move on to 144. Alright, that gave us a whole percent. And again, about 4,000. Let's finish the combats first. We have 4 enemy attacks planned here. Well, this one's quite far away, so I think we're going to ignore him and let the defenses take care of it. The other ones are all up here, so let's take care of them with predators. This one is attacking, but it's going to do barely any damage to a worker, and everything else is out of range, but a lot of our defenses are very happy in directly destroying him. Let's get these other things built. Let's start with the deconstruction hubs. And let's use some points to build this residential tower. And before I forget, let's check on our network range. So this range extender is looking like it's going to be perfect. The question is, do I want to start shifting attention over there yet? The problem with doing that is while these are here, they're going to be generating responses from the slumlords. So I think it's probably getting close to the point where we want to move or start moving, but let's let them deconstruct a few more of the larger buildings first. The residential megastructures can keep going in. There'll be plenty of space here to make them. Especially once we start deconstructing these. And these are coming up very quickly now. Although we're a little short still on techs. I think I have one more hiding somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Okay. So two residential megastructures completed this turn should bring us up pretty high. We still need another 50 of those, I think it's telling us. 42. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more. So let's go ahead and just keep building them. No point in waiting, I suppose. Doing my best to fit them in where it gives us the most space to build more. I guess right next to each other is reasonable. Oh, but we are already out of builders. Okay, residential megastructures are not... They don't require any materials on their own, but as we build those, as we accumulate more people in our houses, we're going to start running low on meat and daily necessities. And it looks like daily necessities is really the big one. 92,000 consumed by jobs. So what we're doing with daily necessities, the only thing we're doing with those is they are going into removing filth from our existing structures. Filth will eventually accumulate, and honestly, it's not really clear what will happen once that over-accumulates. The other thing to pay attention to is surplus electricity. These buildings are using quite a bit of electricity, so we're also going to have to branch into making more wind generators to support them. For now, I think we're okay, but I am mostly worried about the daily necessities. The only way I know of how to make those so far is here with a territory control flag. But as far as I know, there's no way to duplicate this. I can't just make another one, which is interesting. It doesn't seem like we're running low on furniture. They can just take the furniture they want here, but daily furniture feels like once an apartment is furnished, they don't need any more. Whereas daily necessities feel like a consumable item. We have 1.5 million right now, but apparently they're using toilet paper at an alarming rate because we only have 28 turns left we are going to have to figure out a way around the filth problem eventually. For now, we'll probably just end up letting them live in squalor, and I assume that's going to cap the amount of people that will live in any given building. Okay, with our remaining 2 mental energy, we can go ahead and do some structural engineering here. And then let's pop over to turn 145. 13 enemy attacks planned this turn. That's quite a substantial number of attacks. Let's make sure they're all over here. Yes, they're all attacking predators, the slum deconstruction hubs, or worker predators, so that implies they're all here. Pretty sure we're going to take care of all of these naturally, but the rebel breachers have the ability to do a bit of damage, so let's make sure there's no more of those. And there, the only one who's in serious jeopardy is Predator J34. This guy. He's taking a lot of incoming fire from various slumlords. So let's make sure we target the ones hitting him. Which looks like this one. This one. And this one. G34 is still taking 74% damage, so he's got another couple to worry about. This one here. We can send another predator to help. Oops. And let one live. Let's see if we can get some instant kills on the rest before coming back to that one. And one more predator here. Take out the rest, it looks like. Oops. Insufficient action points. Oh, wrong predator. Okay, these two are pretty far away. That worker's going to be fine. This building's going to be fine, so we'll ignore those and let them get destroyed by the predator defenses here. Let's go ahead and finish structural engineering on the latest megastructure and maybe plan another one. We only have 1 mental energy left this turn. Gonna go ahead and make another residential megastructure. Current capacity is 177,000. Still nowhere near there. We did get up to 9%, so it does seem like that last turn went quite a bit faster than previous turns. So I think this strategy may be paying off of just making sure there's plenty of room and plenty of deconstruction hubs. Could be making more deconstruction hubs, in fact, but honestly, it looks like we're pretty solidly covering this area. Let's go ahead to turn 146. Okay. 5 enemy attacks planned. That's pretty minor, although this predator is in a little bit of danger. It looks like these two are the ones doing most of the danger. Luckily, they're still in range. So not a big deal. It's like most of our predators have moved on to this last little block here with just a couple large slums left. I think what I'm gonna do next is see... Well, first off, let's finish building this structure. Also check in this... Yeah, 9% this turn. I think I checked that already. One more structural engineering point there, and then let's check our building. Residential megastructures going in. Unfortunately, we can't just put them on top of the slums in most cases. Huh, over here we can. I think that's because of the large slum buildings still being there. Yeah, so in here we can definitely just put them down the center. I'm gonna start there. And that was the 2 that we were allowed to make this turn. We're also going to make a large wind generator now, if we can, because this is going to take 4 turns to build, and I want to make sure that I don't forget it. I'm just going to drop it here. That should, once that's finished, that should give us quite a bit of extra power. Yes, we will need more, but for now it shouldn't be an issue. Let's go ahead and start the engineering on these megastructures with our remaining tech droids. And let's take a look at visibility over here. Okay, we have enough visibility just with the mine port over here, so I'm not going to bother with scanners just yet. But I think next turn we're probably going to start deconstructing the deconstruction hubs over here. Whoa, why is this guy... Why are you so far away from everyone else? Interesting. Well, I don't know what you're fighting, but I think you're going to win. Alright, turn 146. Goes to turn 147, actually. We did get 4 enemy attacks planned there, and slumlords are starting to appear throughout the city. So what's interesting is these guys are going pretty far afield. So maybe you don't have to put these as close as I have been to the slums. Maybe that explains what's happening there. It is a little nerve-wracking that you're going all the way over here, though. Worker Predator here is going to be fine. He is going to take that guy out. This guy will get taken out by some other defenses. I think we're going to leave the techs here for now, but I do want to start thinking about building more deconstructor hubs over in this direction, especially like right here if possible. This should be in our network now, right? Yep. Okay, this is in our network, and slum deconstruction hubs. Let's just shove a few of these here with the assumption that they'll do something in a pretty wide radius around them. They do take 3 turns to make, so that will give us time to... It gives us some time to move some defenses over here. I'll only make 2 of those per turn, it looks like. But I am going to want to move defenses there, especially bulk defenses. The best bulk defense I can think of really is the mechs. But it would also just be nice to have regular bulk units over here defending this. So let's go ahead and see if we have room for any. Bulk combat units are a reasonable answer to slumlords. Let's go ahead and drop a couple of those. Oh, right. That was what was missing. We need a android launcher so that we can deploy bulk combat units. So I'll do that next turn. This turn, I'm going to continue structural engineering on residential megastructures. Probably should have started with the fighting, as usual. Let's go ahead and do that. So one enemy here, the other enemy here, both of them shooting at this worker out in the middle of nowhere. They'll be fine. I wonder if we also have been making PMC droids yet. PMC workers. As far as I can see, there aren't any, but it may take a few turns, like it did to get the actual Predator workers out. Got 6 more mental energy, I'm going to use that to find the lion. Still have the lion, right? Lion is way over here. We're going to bring the lion back toward these guys. I have 2 of these droids board the lion. And then we're going to send the lion up in this direction. And these 2 droids can hop out and start supporting these deconstructors here. So it's a little dangerous because we don't have anything in the way of defense up here. But I don't think these will immediately do anything until they start spawning droids. And I'm anxious to see like if that helps at all. So let's go ahead and move on to turn 148. Okay, turn 148. It looks like this guy took a bit of damage there. Interesting. We have 9 enemy attacks planned. It looks like they're all in this area right here. So let's start shooting at them. Down to 3. I only see 1. Where are the other 2? Ah. The battle still happening out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe we'll send the Moss Augusta to go see what's up with that. Hold on. It wants me to get rid of this guy riding in the lion first, so let me go ahead and do that. And then let's take a look at the Moss Augusta. And where was that battle happening? Here? No. Here. Yeah, let's send the Moss Augusta over there just to get vision on what's happening. Okay, so that guy must be trying to deconstruct this area. He's going to be fine, but he needs a little support. I imagine these guys will probably all wander over here to this small slum section until we start deconstructing these. I feel like the right way to do this is probably to pepper them around the city rather than in one big clump like this, but I'm not quite sure. Let's go ahead and build that Android launcher. So, yeah, and we're going to have trouble finding a place to build it, but putting this here will let us just deploy androids in a circle around it without worrying too much about bringing a ship over there. And then we're going to want to continue making large wind generator and residential megastructures. Let's start with the megastructures. Can keep deploying those in a line here. Guess we should put one on this block. And maybe here? Nope, we are out of builders again. Okay. We'll construct what we can. And that's the end of the turn there. So I think that is going to be how these turns progress for a while. And I'm going to try to keep these videos down to about 30 minutes. Maybe I'll publish 2 a day, though. Who knows? Just to get until we get to something more interesting. So we did make a couple percent there, and we're up to 100,000. I do feel like it's speeding up a little bit. So as we make more of these, I'm hoping it speeds up even more. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. Consider clicking that like button and let me know how you feel in the comments below. Until next time, this has been Corknut playing Art of the Machine. Bye-bye.